The world is an ugly place with some pretty creepy people. These are people who have committed unspeakable crimes and have gone on killing numerous people before law got the better of them. Prisons are known to be a scary place not just for the punishment conditions in which the inmates live in, but for the inmates themselves. Here are some of the most dangerous prisoners of all the time. Number 1. The Eyeball Man. The Eyeball Man, Jason Barnum, was sentenced to 22 years in prison for shooting an Alaska police officer. Barnum's offences were driven by a serious heroin addiction, reports The Independent. What made him seem even more dangerous was his tattoo-filled visage. Barnum had one of his eyeball, yes, his eyeball completely tattooed. Number 2. The Red Ripper. Andrei Romanovich Chikatilo was an infamous Soviet serial killer. He was nicknamed the Butcher of Rostov, the Red Ripper, and known to have raped, mutilated over 52 innocent women. According to reports, he confessed to a mind-boggling 56 murders and was tried for 53 in 1992, and is by far one of the most notorious jail inmates of all the time. Number 3. Aileen Wuornos. This woman was no less than a monster. Aileen Wuornos was involved in the cold-blooded murder of 7 men between 1989 and 1990. She would usually blame the men she dated of rape and shoot them at the point-blank range. According to reports, Wuornos was convicted and sentenced to death, was executed by lethal injection. Number 4. John Wayne Gacy, a real-life Pennywise clown. You must have all heard of the 2017 Hollywood blockbuster movie IT. The movie is actually based on John Wayne Gacy. Gacy started off performing as a clown to entertain children and raise money for charity. He named himself Pogo the Clown, but under this colorful clown avatar was a remorseless criminal. Gacy was a rapist and a torturer and was convicted of killing 33 teenage boys and young men between January 1972 and late 1978. He was executed with a lethal injection in the late 1994. Number 5. Rodney Alcala. Also known as the dating game killer, Alcala got a sick thrill from photographing his victims, mostly attractive young women, after murdering them and putting their corpses in distorted postures. He is said to have killed at least nearly 130 women. Finally, he was arrested and sentenced to death in 1980.